Welcome to the Wildly Free Podcast. I'm your host, Hannah Plord, business mentor, 3-times founder, and marketing nerd. On this podcast, you'll learn how to break free from the traditional job world and pave your own path so that you can go all in on life. Grab your favorite warm drink and pull up a chair as we talk all things marketing, growth, strategy, and the real and raw sides of entrepreneurship. Hello. All right. Some of y'all are putting so much energy into making business more difficult than it needs to be. And I was right here with you. I'm going to raise my hand and say, this was me for a very long part of my entrepreneurial journey where I was just trying to control the outcome so hard, right? So that looked like posting a ton, trying to create the perfect piece of content, spending so much time doing outreach and fixing my branding and working on my website and, engaging with people and talking to people in the DMs, offering free services in exchange for testimonials, just trying to prove that it was working through, metrics and everything. And I was doing a cold plunge last weekend on Sunday, and I channeled this idea of the pathway to success is like a river, and the river is flowing, and all you have to do is let go. Right now you're holding on to a tree branch and you're desperately trying to make your way upstream. But going downstream kind of feels scary. There's unknown. You've never built a business before that was successful, right? Or maybe you have, but this is new for you. You've never worked with 10 clients inside a group program at once. You never had posts go viral and that sent 100 people into your DMs asking how to work with you. You've never held on to so much financial success and freedom before that you're well, what if I lose it? What if I fuck it up? What if this happens? So instead of letting go and letting the river sweep you away to your destiny, you're kind of clinging to this branch and trying to force your way up the stream. And I've been here before. But the success isn't upstream, it's downstream. And to reach it, to be able to let go, you have to trust yourself. Trust that you know how to swim. Trust that you have the right supplies on, the right gear. You have, river shoes that are going to protect your feet from the rocks. You have a wetsuit on so you're not freezing cold in this icy river. At the end, there's going to be someone there waiting for you with a towel. But that takes trust, right? So what are you trying to force? I want you to, if you take anything from this live stream, is I want you to start thinking about what you're trying to control and what you're trying to force. Are you posting content every single day and telling yourself, well, I just need to wait longer to see results? You're trying to force the timeline. Are you, engaging, spending hours and hours and hours engaging with other accounts, hoping they might follow you back and maybe turn into a client? You're trying to control your audience. Are you spending hours and hours creating graphics on Canva? You're trying to control the persona you have online. I also want you to think about how are you making this harder for yourself? I did this exercise once with a mastermind that I ran where I challenged them to track every single thing they did throughout the day. Because a lot of people love the excuse of, well, I don't have time. How does she show up so freaking much? I don't have time for that. But you do have time for that. Because what my mastermind members found was when they wrote down, and I'm meaning every single thing, they wake up, they open their phone, they scroll for 15 minutes, they get out of bed, they go downstairs, they make coffee, they sit on their couch, they read their book for a little bit, they go upstairs, they make their bed, they brush their teeth, writing every single thing down. Once you realize that you are filling your time with things that you don't have to be filling your time with, you're like, oh, I do have free time. And you also find some things that like, maybe I could have been more efficient if I made my bed as soon as I got out of bed, or I brushed my teeth as soon as I got out of bed, and I was like right next to my master bathroom, right? So instead of walking down the stairs, making coffee, walking back up the stairs, I could have just done it all in one swoop. Same goes for your business. Where are you trying to do more than you actually need to do? And this usually comes from this need of control, right? Where this whole live stream is about letting go of control. Because you think, you have this belief in your mind that the busier you are, the more successful you are. But I know you started your business to have more free time, to have more time freedom, to, you know, be able to go and be present in your life. Yet you're filling your schedule with tasks that are not actually driving income into your business. Let that sit in. You don't need to spend hours on graphics in Canva. The other day, I was procrastinating creating a post, and I knew what I wanted to post because I had been thinking about it for a long time that day, but I didn't make any graphics for it. And at that point, it was like 9 p.m. I was sitting on my couch. Richard and I were about to read the book that we're reading right now, Kingdom of Ash, Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, if you are a fan. And I was like, oh, shoot, I haven't posted today. And I made a commitment to myself that I would post at least once a day on Instagram. I had already posted on TikTok because I had pre-filmed everything. I was like, okay, well, I don't break promises to myself. So I told Richard I need 5 minutes. I sat on my couch and I used Instagram stories to create a carousel post. I put the picture, I used the drawing tool, the highlight feature to, you know, put an overlay on it so that it was easier to read. I used the text block tool on Instagram stories to write out what I wanted to put in my caption. I saved each one of them. It took me 5 minutes. Uploaded it, posted it, boom, I did it, right? And I had people who came to me, right? And they said, like, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. This is exactly, you know, like I got comments like that. I got people in my DMs saying, like, thank you for this post. I almost didn't post it because I was being lazy, right? Because I procrastinated, because I had this belief in my mind, oh, I need to have these perfect branding. I need to have this perfect graphic. It literally takes 5 minutes to create something. It does not have to be fancy. And in fact, I don't know if you've noticed this, but on Instagram especially, graphics are becoming more and more simplified. It's just a white background with some text on top. Right? So you don't need fancy graphics. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need to redo your sales page again and again and again. That's you clawing your way up the river, up the stream. And like, what are you wasting your energy on? Are you wasting your energy being so upset and bogged down that you're only getting 200 views? Well, guess what? I'm only getting 200 views, and I'm focused on the metrics that actually matter. I'm getting 60 likes and 10 saves and comments and DMs from people. So what that you got 200 views? What really matters is if your content's working for you. Is it working for you? No? Okay, let's go deeper. Let's figure out how we can take your content and make it actually work for you, make it be effective. But you're spending so much of your energy upset that you're only getting 200 views. Can we put these things together? Or you're upset that you see other people talking about selling out their launches, and they put up DM me X for more details, and then they show proof that people are actually DMing them, and you're like, well, no one's DMing me. And you're spending so much of time like mad at this person for being successful and like having an audience that is actually warm and like responds to them, mad at your own audience for not taking action and not believing in you, and you also are kind of knocking yourself down a little bit because you're like, well, maybe my offer's not that good good enough. Maybe I'm too late to the game. This is all wasted energy that could be spent if you just dialed it back, focused, and trusted yourself. At the end of the day, there are only 4 things you need to do every single day. You need to post. And I actually made a post about this. I'm going to pull it up for notes. I posted this in the Yes Clients membership. It's the 4 things that I do every single day. I'll give you the abridged version. So number 1, post content. That's a non-negotiable for me. It used to be something that was really difficult for me to do every single day. And now I post 3 times a day on TikTok, sometimes 2 times a day on Instagram, and I do Instagram stories, and I'm doing live streams, and I'm sending emails. It's the norm, because this is truly the only really thing. Once I go over these other 3 things, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's easy. You can do this in an hour. But what takes more energy and gives more time to it is when you obsess over trying to control it. So number 1 is post content. Number 2 is sell your offer. And here you can feed 2 birds with 1 breadcrumb here by selling when you post. Number 3 is talk to your community and your clients. If you're working with clients, you should spend about 80% of your time engaged with clients, 20% of the time engaged with new people who are not yet clients. If you haven't worked with clients yet, you should be focusing 100% time on engaging with your clients. Why? Because having conversations with people builds trust, helps them gain knowledge of who you are, and you also market research from them. You understand what their main problems are, you understand their goals, you understand what language they use, you bridge the gap there between people see mentors and especially experts as on this pedestal, but you take yourself down off the pedestal when you take the time to talk to your community and foster this environment that's really supportive and active. And the last piece of it is just embodiment practice. What do I mean by that? Letting go. Trusting the stream is going to take you the right direction. Confidence sells. If you're not confident, people are not going to buy your offer. So what are you wasting your energy on? Because if it's not one of those 4 things, notice I didn't say build a sales page. Notice I didn't say create perfect graphics. Notice I didn't say spend hours and hours and hours comparing yourself to others. There's just 4 things. And once you do them, you should be able to put your phone in your cabin, lock it in there for the day, go out and be present, have fun, be in nature, go on adventures, travel the world, come back to your phone, and not being like, I gotta check my notifications, but come back to your phone and find your phone just blowing up with notifications. Getting notifications from Stripe that you got new clients in, getting that 100 plus or 99 plus red notification icon on TikTok or Instagram. What are you wasting your energy on? Posting something and then refreshing your notifications over and over and over again to see if this is the piece of content that's going to go viral to be your big break. That was me for so long. I would put so much pressure on every single post and I'd be like, okay, this is my best work yet. This is going to be the thing that's going to make or break my business. And then I'd post it and I would refresh my notifications over and over and over again, only to be so disappointed. And then I'd have to start the cycle over again. And I'd feel a little bit more defeated the next day because it didn't go as planned the day before. Let go of control. Let go. Just let go. Treat content like a game. Show up for your business in service of your audience. The more you interact with your audience, the more you build a community, the more you start responding to their questions and responding to things they say to you, and creating things that they ask for, and they're excited that you're listening to them, the more momentum you'll see. 5 likes can turn into 15 likes in one post. 15 likes can turn into 25 likes in the next post. 25 likes can turn into 50 likes. I just filmed a TikTok that was these 2 videos were posted in the same day. One of them had 12 likes, 250 views or something. The other one had 56 likes, 6 comments or something like that, 5 saves, also had 260 views or something like that. But they're posting the same day. One of them is working way harder for me than the other one. And if I were just to look at this one that got 16 likes or whatever, and I'm like, oh, stuck in the 200 view club again. The algorithm hates me. Every single time you post is a new opportunity to make momentum, to build momentum. Every single time you post, there's a new opportunity to build momentum. So I'm posting 3 times a day, and every single day I go, before I create content, I will go to the last few posts and I'll look at it and I'll be like, what did well for me? Okay, clearly this one with 16 likes didn't do so well. We'll throw it out. That's okay. This one with 56 likes though, and 5 saves and all this did well. What was I talking about? Okay, let me see if I can replicate that again. I replicate it. I do it a little different way. I go a little bit deeper. Guess what? That one, next time it gets 70 views or 70 likes. Next time I get someone in my DMs asking how to work with me. You keep going. You learn how to read your audience and you keep going. So I want you to leave this live stream, and if you're watching the replay, to just go back and like think about for the rest of your day, for the next week or so, for the next month, catch yourself trying to go upstream instead of just letting go, trusting yourself and letting the water carry you. There are only 4 things that I focus on every single day in my business. It's helped me get to 6 figures. It takes me less than an hour a day. It took a lot of work for me to get to this point where I can just post, I can sell something, I can talk to the people in my community, and then I work on my own embodiment and I go live and be present. Those are the only 4 things. But it took a lot of work to get here because it was hard letting go of control. I remember a time when I used to literally, when I was doing done for you service, I would spend hours and hours and hours in Facebook groups, networking with potential clients, people who were asking for jobs. I would apply to new jobs. I would spend hours and hours on hours applying to jobs on Upwork. Because in my mindset, the more jobs I apply to, the more clients I will get. The more clients that I get, the more successful I will be. So let go of control. I'll leave you all with that.